Welcome to another exciting lesson on Ask a BA and on how to become a great business analyst. In today's lesson, lesson 9, we'll be looking at MOST. What is MOST? MOST is a framework. It is a strategic tool used in business analysis. It ensures that organizations' operations align with their overall mission and objectives. MOST is an acronym that stands for Mission, Objectives, Strategies, and Tactics. What is mission? Now, the mission defines the organization's overarching purpose and reason for existence. In other words, it answers the question, what does the organization aim to achieve in the long run? What is their mission? Objectives. Objectives are specific, measurable targets that help the organization fulfill its mission. They provide clarity on what needs to be achieved and they are time bound. In other words, objectives should be SMART. That is, they should be specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time bound. Objectives are the measurable targets that helps the organization fulfill its mission. What are strategies? Strategies outline the broad approach and methods the organization will use to achieve its objectives. In other words, they guide the decision making and resource allocation of that organization. What are tactics? Now, tactics are the detailed, actionable steps taken to implement the strategies. In other words, they are the day to day actions taken to implement the strategy to achieve the goal. They ensure that the strategies are executed effectively at an operational level. Remember, it starts with the mission, and then the objectives, and then the strategies, and then you have the tactics. Now, how do we apply MOST as business analysts? Now, business analysts, they use the MOST framework to ensure that there's an alignment between the business activities and the strategic goals. It helps business analysts in evaluating whether the current initiatives support the long-term mission and objectives. It helps answers the question, are the activities we are currently participating in line with the overall mission? So you could be called in as a business analyst to analyze an organization, and you could use the MOST strategy. And what that means is you look at the overall strategy of the organization and you check to see if every activity that they are currently doing, if it aligns with the overall objective and strategy of that organization. Now, how do we apply MOST in a business context? Let's use an example. Let's use an example of a technology company who wants to use MOST to align product development with its mission of innovation. In other words, the mission of this technology company is innovation. Now, their objective could be we would develop 3 cutting-edge products annually. And their strategy for doing this will be we will invest in research and development and collaborate with industry leaders. And then what are our tactics for bringing about this strategy to pass? We could do that by hosting monthly innovation sprints and partner with academic institutions. Let us look at another example of MOST in action. In this particular case, we are looking at the banking sector. Let us assume that the mission for this bank is to make banking accessible to all. Now, what are their objectives? We are using the MOST framework. The objectives could be we would reach 1 million new rural customers in 2 years. Now, what is the strategy to achieve this? We would leverage mobile banking solutions to serve rural areas. Now, what are our tactics? What are the day-to-day things we would do to achieve this strategy? We would develop partnerships with local mobile service providers. Those are two examples of using the MOST framework. Now, remember, the MOST framework is a powerful tool for aligning strategic goals with business operations and ensuring that each business decision supports the overall mission. Now, let's take away this question. Why don't you try and develop a simple MOST example for your organization or any organization of your choice? Remember, the MOST framework is a powerful strategic tool which business analysts can use to analyze organizations. They can identify the mission of the organization, identify the objectives, identify the strategy, and look at the tactics, making sure that every business decision and activity aligns with the overall strategy. Thank you again for listening. And if you have any questions, feel free to drop it in the comment section. And I'll see you in the next video.